Average up to 305. And he unloads on one. High and deep, and Jacen Roberson has his second home run of the series. A two-run blast, and Bakersfield leads it 3-1.
My name is Jacen Roberson. I've played football for as long as I can remember, since I was 6 years old. I went to Garces Memorial High School, and I then went to Bakersfield College. And then from Bakersfield College, I then went to the University of Massachusetts, where I graduated with a degree in the Bachelor's of Communications.
So my name is Jacen Roberson. I'm a baseball player at Cal State Bakersfield, but we both came from Garces Memorial High School. Born and raised in Bakersfield, but we also played football, basketball, just everything we could imagine. Yeah, so like I said, we were born and raised. We went through Garces. I got a scholarship and now play at Cal State Bakersfield. I'm a junior there, going to be a senior. And my aspirations are to be a professional baseball player, and hopefully we get to pursue that here in the near future. So yeah.
We connected with We Are G.A.M E, I believe, my freshman year in high school, his 8th grade year in high school. Kevin Keys, who's been a mentor of us since my mom was a kid, she was connected with his family. And so he always watched over my mom. And then when she had kids, watched over us. He connected us with Alan and Joyce, and how that all came about is, they were starting up We Are G.A.M E and everything, and they came to one of my football games, and after the game we talked to him a little bit, and really just told us what We Are G.A.M E was about, getting athletes mentoring and education, the whole pitch and everything. And right about after he finished, of course, we were skeptical, like, this sounds all, too good to be true. Like, how much do we owe you? And they said it was free. It was free, and it's the most genuine thing, that it comes straight from their hearts. And so that's kind of how we connected with We Are G.A.M E at a younger age, and from then on, we've been with him ever since.
It brought us into a light that's something that we weren't used to. So when we went, we were so young that going into there, we met guys that were, 19, 20, 21 guys that were ended their high school careers or
into their college careers.
Yeah, some entering or ending their college careers. So they were a lot older than us, adults. And like I said, we were kids. So we weren't having it from day one, from moment one, we weren't having it. And so when we got up there, we just like talking to these older people, trying to fit in, just laughing and trying to enjoy ourselves. But we really couldn't because we were so young. Like we didn't belong there. But it happened real fast for us. I feel like the moment we got there, and the conversation started understanding, it felt like we were their age. Like they didn't see us as just the little kids that, shouldn't belong there. They saw us just like everyone saw them. We all belong there for a reason. We are there for a reason. And Alan and Joyce, they brought us there for a reason, for the moment of now where we actually can incorporate the things that we learned over there as far as finances and real estate, and just setting up a backup plan other than sports, and how to handle yourself on social media and handle yourself just in the public, in the public eye, because let's believe it or not, like, people see athletes in a different light than, just average people walking the streets. So we had to figure out a way to handle ourselves, and that camp was perfect for us in that moment. So yeah.
Right after my senior year of high school, football was done for me. Like, in my head, I didn't want to play anymore. And so I went through, basketball and track and stuff with, I had aspirations to go run track at Cal State Bakersfield. And so I ended up picking up 2 late football offers from Montana State and from Weber State. And they were for defense, and at that time I think I really despised football because of defense. I didn't really get a chance to play offense, which I grew up playing my whole life. And so I really despised football, I despised defense, and it was a 4-year for defense. And so I was really hesitant on making that decision. Talking to Alan and Joyce, I think the biggest advice they gave me is, look, junior college, when us wanting to go D1, you look at junior college as like a kind of a demotion almost. Like, everyone's thinking scholarship, D1, Power 5 school, all this stuff you see on TV, that's what we imagine. And so when you go to junior college, you think you're a failure, but that's not how it is. Alan and Joy sat me down. They said, look, if you go to the junior college route, you're able to try out offense again. So totally switch my position back to where I feel like I should have been playing the whole time. And your first 2 years of junior college, you'll be taking the same amount of classes you'll be taking at the four-year university, the same exact classes, your general education. So right there, that sold me. Went to BC, I had a lot of success there, ended up getting a scholarship to the University of Massachusetts, to then where I ended up graduating and, fulfilling, everything I wanted to do, so.
And for me, I felt that We Are G.A.M E helped me in the biggest difference maker, in that situation. It was a little different than Cameron. Mm-hmm. So out of my senior year, I was, blessed and fortunate to be drafted by the Dodgers, and like I said, to have aspirations to play professional baseball one day. But with We Are G.A.M E, they kind of let me know and gave me a foundation and a background to humble myself in that moment and realize that my aspirations is to get an education so I can go, take the risk and go pursue my professional career. But if that doesn't work, because the percentages are so very low, I have to be able to fall back onto something greater than anyone else can fall back onto, which was education at the time. And I'm a, business savvy at heart. Like I love about, finances and real estate, anything I can do, to help increase my, I don't know how I would word it, but help increase my value in life. Yeah. And so I thought, okay, well, you know what? I do need to set a foundation for myself. But going out and just with a high school diploma and, chasing that aspiration to be a professional athlete, if that all fails, I end with back to square one, a high school diploma. I knew that if I chase baseball for a couple years through college, I will get just a little bit more information, with the college and business management and just a few classes that I wouldn't be able to take if I was in high school. So I chose that route. I chose college instead of, aspirations of playing professional baseball at the time. And 3 years later, I got a little bit more knowledge. I'm a little bit more business savvy. I'm a little bit more, mentally strong. And now I feel like chasing professional baseball feels a little bit more reasonable now that I have something to fall back onto. Of course, I don't have my degree like he does yet, but I'm pretty close, and I feel like, I will finish it one day. So I do definitely have that plan B set up, so just in case baseball doesn't work out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I remember our very, very first year going, we were very hesitant. Everyone was a lot older. We way more mature than we were, so we kind of had to, get out of our comfort zone and everything. But once we got out of our comfort zone, we allowed, ourselves to enjoy the whole retreat and everything that came with it. So what I remember specifically is we were all on the basketball court playing basketball and stuff, messing around how boys do it, just, shooting, There's this small court, this small little court. And we were all trying to dunk on each other, because we were able to dunk. So everyone was just trying to dunk on each other, and we were all taking turns and stuff. And the funniest thing happened, so DJ Reed, he's in the NFL. I'm sure you guys know his story and everything. He was there, and he's about 5'9", 5'10", great basketball player. Yeah, very great athlete, in general. And there's a guy there who was about 6'7" at the time. I forgot his name. He was about 6'7". He was playing basketball. And DJ Reed, challenged me. He's like, I think I can dunk on you. We were looking at each other like, you're crazy. Like, he's 6'7". Like, he doesn't really have to jump. We're like, okay. So we all spread out and stuff. And he took a few dribbles, and he got up, and when he jumped, and he ended up dunking on him. We probably were crying like of laughter. We were like laughing so hard. That was probably the hardest I laughed like it's a long, long time. We were crying. We were laughing so hard because little old 5'10" DJ Reed dunked on a 6'7" kid easily. And I think right there, like as much laughter and as much fun we had right there, that just sums up everything about the retreat and everything.
And to piggyback off what he said, there's story. We can go on and on about stories about memories and just funny stuff that happened, every year after that. But it just goes to show you that just in the 2 days, a day or two of a retreat, how close of a family we became with all these athletes from basketball, baseball, track, football, or not even athletes, just people that wanted to get a little bit more knowledge and whatever it was they're teaching us. It just we got that little family vibe off of us being there for those 2 days, and it felt like hey, you know, like these are going to be the outlets that we can reach out to in years to come. Like these are the people that we're going to be leaning on, you know, for whether it's he wants to travel his own way or I go my own way. I'll know someone, hey, you're working there, or Cam, you know, he's working at that place. Like we all have all these connections everywhere, and it feels like that family is never going to go away. So I feel like We Are G.A.M E definitely gave us a family outside of family, which is pretty cool.
Right. I recommend jumping at the opportunity. You know, with what they've set up and everything that, what their intentions are the most genuine intentions known to man. They're helping athletes get mentoring and education for free, not costing you a dime. You know, to learn the business side of sports, to help you take it up a notch when it comes to academics, how to manage your time, how to manage your money, all this stuff, how to manage yourself on social media, like he talked about, all this stuff that you need to know, you know, for the future, for now. It's coming a lot faster than you think. And so I would recommend people to jump at the opportunity to join such a, you know, well-known program.
I'd say, you know, just being open-minded, like,
yeah,
you
soak
know,
up
like,
everything you can.
Soak up everything you can, and be able to, you know, soak up all that stuff and kick it out to a bunch of other people that need it. You know, like we were so young when we learned all this information that it felt like it wasn't, you know, reasonable for us to learn it. But as we talked about, as we grew up, it was exactly what we needed to learn. And I feel like, you know, whoever's teaching it or whoever's being taught, this information is going to be useful in their life some point in time, that they just have to understand, whether you're learning that at 14 years old or whether you're learning that at 34 years old. Anybody can use this information because it's super helpful, whether it's for yourself or for someone you know. Information is knowledge, and knowledge is power. So that, as long as you keep soaking that stuff up and are able to, you know, teach that and help other people, like that would be the biggest advice I'd give.
That not only did that camp like open our minds towards these different aspects of, you know, sports and business and everything, it matured us a lot. Like it matured us beyond our years. You know, we were still very young. We were like the youngest that they've taken in, you know, when we first went in, and that we were really kind of an experiment, they say, to see if they can handle younger athletes, you know, and that matured us. And then when we went back to, you know, high school and stuff, we told our friends this different stuff, you know, to do. And you know, so it felt really good to, you know, distribute out what we were learning and not taking it for granted.
I would request to have the retreats a little bit longer. And it's funny because like I said, starting off when we were so young, we didn't want no part of the retreat. A day was a day too long for us. But, you know, with us, you know, being able to interact with these kids from all over, like it felt like it happened in a snap of a finger. Like it was so fast that I wish that, you know, us just having a voice, and we still have the, you know, the voice to maybe push this message, but obviously we're busy now.
Yeah.
But while we're going through those camps and while kids are going through it now, like I wish that we can push a little bit, like maybe an extra 2 days, 3 days for this retreat to be extended a little bit further, so you can get a little bit more, you know, relationships through each individual there. Right. Even the mentees or the kids being taught, like, you know, just information that you can get from one-on-one. You know, you don't really have much time for that over there, but if you can just extend it for another day or two, I mean, that'd be amazing. Yeah. So yeah.
Other than, you know, the camps being extended, you always can look back, you know, and say, oh, I wish I did this, or I wish I made this decision. You know, I find myself, you know, reminiscing on different football games or different decisions I made going into the game, where, man, if I would have done this, we could have done this, and, you know, if I would have went here. But everything happens for a reason. That's something my dad's always, you know, instilled in us growing up, is everything happens for a reason. You know, God works in mysterious ways. And so everything that's happened up to this point was supposed to happen. You know, it's God's timing for everything. So, you know, as much as we would love to go back and change certain things to make things easier, that path is what got us here. So
yeah, it wasn't meant to be that way. Okay, so, you know, speaking to the parents or the kids that, you know, feel like they should be a part of the We Are G.A.M E family, like I, you know, encourage you, like us leaving here now, like I encourage you to go reach out, you know, go learn a little bit more than you would think that you could learn. Go, you know, go experience something that you don't think could be experienced. Like, you know, dive in and don't look back. Like, you know, be comfortable being uncomfortable, because
Exactly.
that's exactly what we did. And you know, I really hope that, you know, just us speaking here gives you the motivation to tell your son, tell your daughter, or yourselves, you know, be a part of something like this, because you'll never get it back, like, and you'll never regret it. Like it's amazing. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
What he said, be comfortable being uncomfortable. I can't tell you how much that's been, you know, put into us from our parents, you know, from our high school coaches. You know, they always say, be comfortable being uncomfortable. And once you learn that ability to be comfortable, you know, being uncomfortable, that makes everything so much easier. You're like, on the other side of being uncomfortable is a great journey and a great experience, you know, waiting for you. And so I think that's the biggest thing I would say, is be comfortable being uncomfortable. As student athletes, you're gonna be going through growing pains, you know, mentally and physically, you know, whether you want to continue to do the sport or not. And I think We Are G.A.M.E, they put in the perfect amount of information and support and to keep pushing you towards where you want to go. So thank you guys for having us.
Appreciate it.